friends, it's Morah Sherry. I want to talk to you guys about the season of spring and the different types of bugs that you see outside in the springtime. Because there are so many beautiful flowers that have blossomed in the spring, they attract lots of different types of bugs. What are some of the type of bugs that you guys see when you go outside in the springtime? That's right. I see buzzing bees around the flowers. Sometimes I see flies, and I even see butterflies. That's right, butterflies. And do you know that that butterfly wasn't always a butterfly? That butterfly used to be a caterpillar. That's right, a caterpillar. In my class in Nursery 6, we read a story called The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And in that story, we got to see how the caterpillar turned into a butterfly. So for today's activity, I would like to make our very own caterpillars using very simple things that we have at home. Okay, so we're going to need one red colored paper, some green colored paper. I'm going to count how many green papers I have. 1, 2, 3, and a stapler or some tape, whichever one you have at home, or whichever one is easier for you guys to use, and a pair of scissors. The first thing I'm going to do is cut my red paper in half. Now, I'm not going to cut my paper in half this way. Nope, I'm going to turn it so that it's nice and tall and cut my paper in half using my scissor. Now, I know that some of you could do this alone, and I want you to try and do this alone, but if you need some help from your mommies or daddies, they can help you too. Okay, so I now have 2 pieces of red paper. You see, I cut them in half. I'm only going to use 1 strip of red paper. Okay, I'm gonna put that on the side. Now I'm gonna keep using my scissor because I'm cutting anyway, so I'm just gonna keep cutting. And I'm going to take my green papers. I'm going to put them together, but if you want to cut them one by one, you could. I'm going to stack them together, and I'm going to cut my green papers in half also. I'm going to hold them nice and tall. See how Morah Sherry's working her fingers? I'm cutting right through the middle. Oh, good. Now I have my papers are cut in half. And I'm not going to stop cutting there. I'm now going to take the papers that I just cut in half, and I'm going to cut them in half again, right down the middle. That's right, and I'm going to have so many strips of green paper. I know you're wondering what we're going to need these papers for. I'm going to show you soon. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Here's my other stack of green papers. I'm going to cut them in half. There you go. See? My fingers are getting some good exercise. Cutting up and down the paper. Okay, if you need some help doing this at home, you can ask your mommies or daddies or a big brother or a big sister to help you. Now I have so many strips of green paper. What do you think we're going to turn this green paper into? I'm going to show you. Okay, so first I'm going to take my red paper that I cut in half. I'm only going to use 1 of those strips of paper, and I'm going to roll it into a ring. You see how it's rolled into a ring? And I'm going to use my stapler, and I'm going to staple that ring together. If you don't have a stapler, you can use some tape. And you could use it the same way you use the stapler. You take a piece of tape. I know that you guys like to cut tape by yourself. You could do that. And you can tape your red ring together. Just like that at the edges so that it's stuck together. Okay, so now we have a red ring. This red ring is going to be the head of my very hungry caterpillar. I know it doesn't look like a head yet, but you're going to see how we turn it into a head. Now I'm going to take my green strips of paper and I'm going to loop it through my red ring, and I'm going to staple or tape my green strip of paper. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep looping my green rings around. See how they keep looping around? I'm gonna keep looping. You guys can take your time doing this. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Remember, you could use the tape instead of the stapler. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and you're gonna see what it turns out to be. Okay, so Morah Sherry linked all of her cut up paper strips together, and I have a whole caterpillar body here. You see that? Looks pretty cool, right? But you know what? I want to turn the red strip of paper into a caterpillar face. So I'm going to add some eyes with a marker to my caterpillar. Now you guys can make your own caterpillar face by yourself. I put 2 eyes on my caterpillar. You could even use some stickers for the eyes instead. See? Just like Morah Sherry's using, I have some round stickers. Be creative. You can use whatever you want for the eyes. You might have googly eyes at home. You can use googly eyes instead. Okay, and I want to add some antennas sticking up from my caterpillar's head. So I am going to staple 2 pieces of green paper that I cut up from my extra green construction paper. Or you can use a pipe cleaner if you have at home, or you can use any other different colored green paper. And I tucked it in right at the edge of my red strip. Okay, if you need some help from mommy and daddy to do that, you could do that, but I think you guys could do it alone. You could do it alone. And now my caterpillar has a face. If you want, you can add a mouth and a nose. I'll leave that up to you guys, okay? And here I have it, the very hungry caterpillar. He's cute, right? Bye, Eladim.